Which was worse, the sugar or the fat? The sugar 1,000 times over.
Cigarettes, drugs, and alcohol. Maybe we already know how risky those three things are. They make you addicted, and can lead to death. A lot of countries have policies to limit or even forbid them. Yet, there is one thing with similar or potentially more deadly effects, because there are no rules. They have no regulations or limitations, and everyone consumes it every day. And I'm sure you have these things in your kitchen. What is it? Well, it's sugar. When we talk about sugar, most of us are referring to table sugar, a simple carbohydrate, and sometimes it can be associated with negative connotations, like causing weight gain, being associated with diabetes, heart disease, and so on. Is sugar really that bad? Why do people crave sugar? Does our body need sugar? Well, sugar was first produced from sugarcane in India. They learned to make sugar by squeezing the juice from the sugarcane and cooking it until it became sweet crystals. This recipe slowly spread to places like the Arab and Mediterranean regions where Europe was colonizing. And it turns out they really liked the sweet taste of sugar. The Portuguese were the first to popularize sugar and wanted to cultivate it in their territories. But sugarcane couldn't survive in their climate, so they discovered it could be grown in Brazil, which was their colonial territory back then. They made sugar expensive and rare, so only nobles could buy it, and it became a massive industry. And over time, Brazil became one of the largest sugar-producing countries today. But the problem arises when many studies reveal the truth about sugar and its impact on health.
The fact is, our food supply has been altered and adulterated under our very noses and in plain sight over the past 30 years.
In the United States, heart disease has been the leading cause of death for 100 years, and obesity has become a public health crisis for decades. The main factor causing this is excessive sugar intake. The World Health Organization recommends that adults should consume no more than 12 teaspoons or 50 grams of sugar per day, depending on their activity level and health conditions. So, what happens if you consume too much sugar? How does your body process sugar? Well, first you should know that sugar isn't just table sugar, granulated sugar, or brown sugar. It can be hidden in food like bread, oats, rice, wheat, fruits, and sometimes contains much more sugar than you think.
So in vegetable juice, this is interesting because a cup of vegetable juice may have about 60 calories, 60 to 70 calories, and one might initially think that this is a really healthy drink, which in some ways it is. However, the difficulty is that the sugar is very concentrated, and in this instance, at least 2 teaspoons of sugar in just a cup of vegetable juice.
Basically, sugar, as we know it, is a simple carbohydrate that our body needs for energy. Our bodies relies on the sugar we get from carbohydrate sources like bread, wheat, and rice.
The best way I can do it is to give you an example. Do you drink coffee with sugar or with milk?
With milk?
So if you add more and more milk, you like it more and more. And add a lot more milk and it's horrid. So it's Goldilocks. It's the middle, it's the best one. It's the level where you like that product the most.
Sugars are absorbed into your bloodstream quickly, causing spikes in your insulin levels. And insulin here acts like a key in your body. They are opening the doors of your cells so that glucose can enter. But when you consume too much sugar all the time, your cells can get tired and start ignoring insulin. This is called insulin resistance.
When you metabolize fructose in excess, your liver has no choice but to turn that energy into liver fat. And that liver fat then causes all of the downstream metabolic diseases.
Sugar has become an aggressive industry, a multi-billion-dollar aggressive industry.
Sugar is one of the essential basic ingredients used in 99% of the processed foods out there. It's something that can drive a lot of taste in the products and a lot of appeal, for consumers. So it's one of the basic building blocks.
Almost all the foods we eat every day contain sugar. They also employ millions of workers and making profits too. Why do they add sugar to their products? Because sugar is addictive, and it might be more addictive than cocaine. When you eat sugar, it releases dopamine, making you feel pleasure, and that's why you want more, and more.
The food industry has really promulgated it because we farmed out nutrition policy and information to the food industry. So they actually use this for their purposes. It's one of the problems in this field.
So if you look at the nutrition label, you'll find how much sugar is in these products. Actually, it looks like less than it is. They make the nutritional label to be 2 or 3 servings per package, so that the sugar looks less.
The British government has put in forced attacks on sugary drinks.
Many countries are becoming aware of the excessive impact of sugar on public health. They have started to implement policies like sugar taxes, front-of-pack labeling systems, restriction on advertising sugary products. And yeah, this has successfully reduced sugar consumption and led to the reformulation of products to reduce sugar levels.